everybody, this is Chris G, and this is Straight Up RC. This channel is basically been a kind of a dream of mine, and it's intended to be for technical questions for RC cars, builds, reviews if I do any of them, crawler stuff, scale stuff, a lot of custom work, and just general straight up RC information. And it's something that I've wanted to do for a long time as far as create RC content, but never really got the opportunity to do so. I've followed a lot of YouTube channels out there for many, many years. RC Spark Studios, Aussie RC Playground, Kevin Talbot, RC Sailors, just to name a few of them. And it's something I wanted to do. I did a bunch of other YouTube channels and I never really was focused on anything. And it was mostly because I didn't really have a passion for what I was doing up until RC cars. And it's something that I've loved for years. I just never thought about doing anything. And quite frankly, I just figured, why not, you know? Already helped out a few people. There's a video on my channel right now that was a question from a Facebook group, and I figured I know how to do it. I know the answer to the question. Why not put it in something that somebody can utilize, visualize, and see firsthand? And that's what I plan on doing. So if you're looking to get some information or see what I've got as far as RC cars go, look at some custom builds, feel free to stick around. You know, I've loved RC cars since I was probably 7, 8 years old, and the little town that I lived in, I played baseball at this park, and next to the park there was a little pond. And when I first started going there, I didn't know what it was. And what it turned out to be is RC nitro boat races. And I would go and watch them because I would hear them. You can't not hear the sound even when it's 100 yards away. You know, you'd hear them and it would just be crazy loud, and we'd go over there and watch them a little bit, you know, and they'd blaze down the water at stupid speeds, and I was really interested, but I never got into it. I never started that. And this was probably like 1995 or something of that nature, you know, so it's pretty early on. And I didn't really get into RC cars until this one particular instance where, if you know what it is, you may recognize it immediately, but Miles Dyson was saved from Sarah Connor by a little black and white RC truck by his son.
Danny!
Maybe you don't know what that is, that's understandable, that's fine. What it is, it's a scene in Terminator 2 where Miles Dyson, you know, the doctor scientist guy, is sitting at his desk and he's going to get shot by Sarah Connor. Sarah Connor's convinced she needs to kill him. And his son comes up with this little white striped, black and white striped RC car, and he comes up and he drives into the office and he hits him right before she's going to fire, and it saves him. All right, but this little car was amazing. This little RC truck. He jumps up down some stairs. You know, he slowly rolled down a set of stairs, and he was driving around. It looked awesome. I was like 12 years old or something. I don't remember, but I really wanted that car. You know, and growing up, I never really got any RC cars. I had like one maybe, and didn't really use it very much, and didn't really get into RC cars until I was an adult. You know, so I didn't have that opportunity. I didn't really grow up with them, but I love them beyond, you know, the average person liking RC cars, which is fine. Overall, some people may actually know me. I recently was lucky enough to work in the RC industry for about 5 years, and before that I didn't know anything. You know, if it wasn't for the time that I was able to involve myself with RC cars from a very, very direct manufacturing standpoint almost, I learned a lot. You know, before that I didn't know what brushless was or brushed was. I didn't know, you know, what sensor versus sensorless was, or ESC programming, or a diff rebuild, or shock fills, or anything like that. I didn't know any of this stuff, and I'm still learning myself personally, but, you know, and in fact, when it came down to it, my very first purchase of an RC car was a two-wheel drive Traxxas Stampede, and it turned into this. This is not two-wheel drive anymore, but it turned into this. You know, and I went in, and I went to purchase this vehicle, and I thought it was four-wheel drive. I really did. I was ignorant. I didn't know the difference. I thought it was fast. I thought it was brushless. I didn't know the difference. I didn't know the difference between nickel metal and lipo. You know, it's about 2012, I think it was. And I didn't know. I had no idea. I had to ask questions. I had to go back to the store. I tried to upgrade it to this model currently, which is a four-wheel drive version. Completely different build. None of the original electronics are even in this truck. I think the only thing that still remains is like maybe the suspension. I don't even know. It's been rebuilt so many times, but I didn't know anything. And that inspired me to want to learn as much as I could, and that's what I did. So I learned when it comes down to like ESC programming, installation, gear mesh, things like that. That's what I really like dug into and wanted to really share with people, because this is completely different. Castle Creations ESC and motor, a different servo. These are the old school Red Cat racing, like bluish chrome wannabe rims and whatnot. I really like them personally, I even did the classic, spray paint the plastic pieces as a new RC kind of guy, and I still kind of do a lot of custom stuff like that. But that experience of not knowing how to do certain things, not knowing how to specifically bind a certain brand of a remote, kind of inspired me to do that for people more so, and I kind of understood where they came from. So dealing with people for the last 5 years, as far as like from an assistant standpoint, helping people out, figuring out what's wrong with their RC car, kind of is what inspired me to do this. And that's what I plan on doing. So I never really had the opportunity to do anything like this, and I've done a couple other YouTube channels about like hockey and motorcycle riding and stuff, but I was never really passionate about anything more so than I had been about RC cars. And that's what's pretty much led me to wanting to do this. I've really wanted to do it for a while. So hopefully a lot of people enjoy it and stick around, and if anybody has questions, they'll ask and I'll be able to help. You can probably already see a video on my channel right now that was a question from a Facebook group that an individual asked, and I knew the answer because I did it. I've done it. I've actually done what he was asking for, but I could type that all day long and be like, oh yeah, it works, this. But there's obviously going to be some guy on there that's like, no, it doesn't work. So what better way to help somebody and show somebody that something does work by doing it? So if you check out the other video that's currently on the channel, the one video that I have, it's just a simple binding process of a specific remote to a specific receiver for a specific car, and I just wanted to help the guy out and did a real quick video for it. And you're going to see a lot of that here. That's my goal. I plan on helping people out when it comes to questions that they have, or if somebody sends me a message and says, hey, can you mount these wheels on this car, or how do you do this, how do you adjust the bead block on a 1.9 crawler rim, whatever the case may be. That's what I plan on helping people with, because that's what I enjoy the most, is being able to share this information, because everybody starts not knowing anything. Some people don't even know what a bind plug is. Some people don't know the difference of 3S versus 4S versus 6S, brushless, sensorless, censored. They don't know, and I didn't either, and that's what I hope to help people with, And like I said, I didn't have the ability to do this, and shortly after the pandemic of, early 2020, my family life changed, the work life changed, everything changed up, and my family had to make kind of like a change to the way we had done things. And honestly, it's kind of a benefit because it gave me the opportunity to do this. So, hopefully it is something that people enjoyed. People are more than welcome to criticize or debate or discuss, what I'm talking about in my videos. Feel free to comment, feel free to share links of problems that you might be having from a social media standpoint. Like, send me a Facebook link to a problem that you have in a Facebook group, whatever. I'll take a look, I'll try and respond. I may even respond directly via video. That's my goal. I plan on helping in a very specific way, because it's really easy to read something online, read a manual, and get confused or not know what it's saying. ESC programming is not the easiest thing to do. The beeps are confusing, the buttons, who knows what. I know I've had struggles over the years with all kinds of electronic components, nitro models, two-stroke models. All that stuff is very challenging from time to time, and hopefully I can help people from time to time do what they need to do, which is get their RC up and running so they can just take some out and go have fun. I have 4 kids. They love these RC cars. They have their own little ones here and there. I've got even things such as some that are somewhat hard to find, which is the 24 scale Sumo from Red Cat Racing, old school model. Love this thing, still works to this day, and hopefully I can help people like that. So if that's something that is interesting to people, hopefully they'll subscribe, hopefully they'll stick around, ask questions, leave comments, and basically just be involved, because that's what I hope to do for people. So hopefully you stick around and look forward to some general custom build reviews that I have, some some simple how-to videos and things of that nature. And again, if you have any questions for me, feel free to ask. Thanks.